All right. Hello, everyone. All right. Shut up. Hello, everyone. All right. Sometimes I don't mute my own stream. What if you could hear that and if it would just create an infinite loop? There is music. It's very quiet. Is that just the... Okay, so this is a very quiet song. But hello, everyone. You know this game? Niche. Indie game. Apparently it's pretty bad, actually. That's what the reviews say. Today, I'm gonna learn how to speedrun this character. You may think that I already know how to do that. Well, maybe, but like not completely. Hello, welcome to the stream. I'm trying Pebbles Percent. Is the song faster? It is. I don't know why it was sped up. I realized that if you look on my profile on speedrun.com, it's like 95% downpour. And one non-downpour run, which is like my worst placing. So I think I need to fix that. Just did that totally wrong. Hello, welcome to the stream. Why do you throw the fruit? You want to get all the fruit into one little area. Because when you start eating fruit, there's a short delay. And if you can eat all of your fruit at the same time, then you kind of skip that delay. So you want all the fruit to be in one spot so you don't need to move. Bonus challenge? Also, I might have karma requirements turned off. But I guess I'll just do this anyway. Absolutely play Noita. It is difficult. I definitely... So I guess I've shared this. I had not played Noita at all. And it took me... When I started playing the game... I mean, obviously I hadn't played before. But it only took me 12 runs, I think. I don't know if it was 12 or some low number like that. 12 runs to beat the game. And I had two attempts before that almost beat the game. That got very close to the last two areas, basically. So just because of my knowledge of the game, you know, I had no gameplay experience, but I had knowledge. I knew about the mechanics, and that gives you a huge advantage. Learning how to make like wands, that is like the biggest benefit. Like if you know how to make a powerful wand, you can get through the game much easier. Bonus challenge? What is the bonus challenge? Oh, well, I'm not doing that. Sorry. I'm focusing on speedrunning. Maybe the title is misleading, but I don't... It feels so repetitive. It's like every single stream I do is a speedrun, but it's like... Then the stream title is the same. Like, oh, yeah, it's a speedrun. Just like always. Too hard and confusing. I think Noid is amazing. I think it's like top 5 game for me now. how's the music? It does seem a bit quiet. I think it's fascinating that Noida even exists at all on a technical level. Oh, okay, there's a thing that can be done here where you get a roll. You like fall off this ledge and you roll, and I have no idea how to do it. Is it fast roll or a normal roll? Super inconsistent? Well, that's great news. Regular roll. Does it even save that much time? Because I feel like you could still get somewhat decent movement by doing like that. And kind of like boost out of the tunnel a bit. The only one who does it. I mean, I saw you do it in your one of your runs. Doesn't even save time. Oh, I like almost started it there. Yeah, maybe I won't bother with that then. Once every year? Oh, once ever. I thought you said once every year. What are you guys doing? Like, making an order? Someone with base stats. See, that's the thing. Also, apparently you can do this jump from this side, which I didn't even think was possible. Yeah, that's very possible. I hope I don't have to do that because it's really difficult. Hold up, I forgot to turn off lag. Let me fix that real quick. Also, this is way easier than I thought it was, because you just do this. Like, it's not that bad. Okay, so you either do that with a throw boost, or you have to climb up and then do that. I wonder, can you like... You can kind of jump into it. That sucks. There's like a sweet spot, like if you get a really good AI hop, you can jump off of this platform right here. Like that. That's like best case scenario. And then this is very RNG. If you get a lot of items here to throw boost with, because that's like ideal for movement in these long tunnels. Hello. Welcome to the stream. You don't want to grab onto this pole, that's kind of annoying. Just press, no, you can't press up while you're in the tunnel. That is weird. Hold up, what did I just do there? That was like a fast pole climb, but like slightly different. You're not gonna miss anything. You can like leave stream if you want for like a few seconds or like a few minutes. If you want, you can go back to the stream and watch it at a faster speed to catch up. Oh. Oh, I forgot. I want to do the thing. Not watch per bit and then watch it 2 times. I'll be honest. That's how I feel about live streams. They're I don't really interact with live streams. It's very difficult for me. I know some people literally just have casual conversation in the live stream chat, but I feel like I need to like justify every single message that I leave, and it's stressful. I don't know. I have some sort of problem, so I usually just don't chat. And then if you're not engaging with the stream, it's like slow. I mean, obviously it's slow because it's just unedited. It's just nothing. So sometimes I'd rather just not watch a stream and then watch it later, either at a faster speed or skipping some sections that are kind of boring. Okay, I need to figure out this timing. And here, okay, I need to like relearn muscle memory because apparently there's a lot of new tech just out of nowhere for this run. Think of smaller streams like a group conversation. Yeah, that's a nice thing. And like really small streams, you can actually like talk with people and not just be overwhelmed by the chat. But even small streams, I mean, then it's like there's this weird pressure where like if you leave a message in chat, it kind of sits there for a long time and people can look at it and analyze every single mistake that you made with your wording. That's just a me problem though. And I'm sure that they don't actually do that. Yeah, it is nice. There's definitely like a lot of people who show up regularly to the streams if it's Rain World. So you can kind of get to know each other a little bit instead of just it being like random people. The problem is I do that to my own, to myself. Also, I like how these poles kind of tell you to jump right there. Like right here. That's where you want to jump. That's a pretty cool trick. Is that actually faster? Did you test any of this movement, Brub? Because I've noticed that your Pebbles percent runs are a lot different than the ones that I'm used to, aka when I do it. Tested most of it? Okay, so I can be confident. Most of it does feel better. I kinda hate this though. You're just walking down this tunnel. What if you... This is a crazy idea. Actually, I don't think this will work. What if you did this? Yeah, I think you'd see. Is that better? Potentially? Yeah, consistency is good. Only type of Rain World stream you watch? Well, there's not many Rain World streams in general. Either it's random people playing it for the first time, or like speedruns, which there's like a few streamers, a few speedrunners. There's Shrub. You guys should go watch Shrub over on Twitch. Very cool Rain World speedrunner. I like this pounce, especially since there's often some creature like right here. You don't need to have Twitch. Why do people say this somewhat often? Like I don't have Twitch. I can't watch the stream. Like you can watch a Twitch stream. You don't need anything. If you can watch a YouTube stream, you can watch a Twitch stream. If you have internet access, you can watch Twitch. Also, I think I figured out my problem here with the pole hop. I think I'm pressing it too late. Because for some reason, if you're moving at high speeds, like the timing on the pole hop is different. Or maybe it's just something like, it's hard to tell because you're moving so fast. Or I'm bad. Bad rocks. That was just way too early. Hold up. There we go. And then you that's actually the problem with that strategy where you move so fast you don't grab the pole. Yeah, this is a practice run. Also, I'm not reading chat as much as I should be. You guys are crazy. There is this effect in streaming where there's a point like as you get more viewers and more people talk in chat, there's like more people who like reach a point where it's like there's too many people talking where I can't really contribute to the chat anymore. You know, like people won't see my message. So I'm not gonna talk because there's so many people here. So it actually kind of balances out with like the chat frequency. I think up until like a few hundred viewers. Because you can have a stream with like 20 viewers that's like pretty active, and a stream with 100 viewers that is like similarly active. Then once you get to like, I don't know, like 500 viewers or something, then it's like, okay, now there's actually a lot of people that are still like, they're actually talking like a lot. And then you get to like thousands and it's like, that's just too much. Small mod suggestion. Yeah, and also there's this problem where as the chat becomes more active, you need to make your message shorter for anyone to be able to read it. If you write a whole paragraph, chat just scrolls by and no one cares, right? So you need to make your messages smaller, so it ends up being much faster chat with much less meaningful messages. Yeah, I feel like the names that we give creatures in Rain World are just like whatever they're most similar to, but not necessarily what they are. Like centipedes, they look like centipedes. I'm sure that they were designed to be like centipedes. Also, hold up, does this use jump boost? I did not know this at all until like today. How do you get this? Yeah, snails. They're not snails at all. Do you jump like, do you do that? Oh, there we go. That might have been in my stream. I did drop a few frames. And by a few, I mean like 400. Sorry about that. Okay, I think I thought this was like a really weird case where like just this one pipe you could like jump out of really high for some reason. But jump boosts make a lot of sense. Yeah, and then you do that, and I mess it up, but I'm sure that other people do that because I've seen other runners do this. I'm like, how would you know that you get the big jump? There we go. Can you pull hop here? Camera. Okay, I don't think it would be any faster though. Oh, well, that's the risk. Wait. Okay. There's also like a perfect slide. That. You can do that. This is like really difficult and inconsistent. And you might like jump too far. Actually, hold up. Last time I tested this, I could not get it to work at all. You might do that accidentally. Yeah. What if you did this? I guess that works. See, like very high risk to do any movement here. But it feels kind of unsatisfying just to walk, right? Like anytime you're just walking, you kind of want to find a better option. Hold up. I need to rechat. Gourmand rework. I think the developers have also said, oops, that the distinction between plants and animals doesn't really apply to Rain World. Like there are things that are like plants and there are things that are like animals, but there's also like pole plants or the monster kelp, and it's like, yeah, they're plants, but they also kind of move around and like interact with stuff. Whiplash. I can do the whiplash. I think I'm like decent at it now. Okay. Don't look at this. Never mind action. Here we go. How dare you have any coffins? What was that? That was like a shorter one. Yeah, plants move, but do they like hunt you down? It's actually fascinating to watch like time lapses of plants, and how much they actually do move. It's best to get like a roll early. Yeah, that kind of movement. You think a fast roll or a normal roll is best here? So I feel like they're both weird. Regular roll? Like I've had problems with the roll like stopping right there. Also, I want to experiment with this. Oops. Actually jump up here. Hey. I'm not a huge fan of this strategy. Especially if you have no rocks at all. I don't think I got the turn there. You can do that. And I think you can also make it without the turbo boost, but it's like very difficult. I think actually no, you don't even do the backflip. You just do. So you do something crazy. But that's like not too bad. That's reasonable. Problem is that it's like Okay, this is the case with every single speedrun tech ever. It's more difficult, but it does save time, right? And when you're already very comfortable with all the other movements in the game, adding a new tech is like, it's a big risk because you don't have the muscle memory for it. You haven't done it in every single run. You might forget to do it, and you might mess it up, and there's a lot of time on a run that could have been really good if you just took the strats that you're comfortable with. I'm a big fan of getting that roll there. Don't do that. And also, slide? Yeah, that works there. I always wonder if the cycle was an anomaly of Randall's planet or like a universal law. It is interesting. There is more space out there. There's stars in the background. Oops. Why do I always just mess everything up? Green stars. A very fun detail. I think it is mostly confirmed that the Ancients did do some space stuff. There are like satellite dishes and stuff. And they're most definitely capable. Like they have anti-gravity stuff. Oh yeah, are they stars? I guess you could debate that. The sky never changes. The moon is always in the same place. I think the stars are always in the same place. Maybe the stars orbit the planets. I mean, I don't think it'd be that hard to make everything move very slightly in the background. Or at least place the moon in like a random position in the sky. Like even if you were to like stare at it and it didn't move, like okay, who cares? But like you always see it in the same exact spot. Kind of strange. But also, yeah, I am practicing a speedrun that I'm not very good at. So I think it's fascinating whenever any piece of fiction really stretches everything. Also, hold up, before I talk about that, I spent like an hour testing out something here. I wanted to see. Okay, so if you throw a rock at Pebbles, he kills you. And if you die, instead of exiting out of the game, the shelters open up faster. So what I'm gonna do here is exit out of the game, reopen it, and I'll wake up in the shelter back in Outskirts. But the shelter will have a long animation because I exit out of the game. If I threw a rock at Pebbles and he killed me, the shelter would open faster. And I tested that. I wanted to see if that saved time, and it does not. It takes too long for you to, like, he likes to hang out way up here where you can't even hit him with a rock unless you do a whiplash down here, and it's really difficult. Or he might move around and dodge your rock. Unless you like framed perfectly, threw a rock at him the first possible moment you could, the moment you like recovered from being stunned, it might save time. And so I thought, okay, it loses time to throw the rock at Pebbles after he gives you the mark. What if you did it before? What if you throw a rock at him, he gives you the mark, and then he kills you? Right? What if giving you the mark, slash, I'm saying the mark, I mean like max karma, because that's the only thing that's relevant for this run. But what if he gives you max karma as like a script that's always scripted? He always does that. But on top of that, you could throw a rock at him to make him kill you. And I tested that for like 30 minutes because it's really difficult to hit him with a rock. So even if it did save time, it would be like very RNG. Because he moves around chaotically, you might not even be close enough to throw a rock at him. And he stuns you very quickly. But I got it. I finally got it. And what happens is you throw a rock at him, and he just kills you. He actually just completely stops doing the whole giving the mark sequence. Even if the rock hits him after you've already been picked up. So you know how he stuns you, picks you up, flings you around for a little bit, and then you get the mark? If you throw the rock, and then he picks you up, and then the rock hits him, then he cancels that whole sequence, and then just kills you. So you don't get the mark. So that strategy is not viable, which actually is great because it would be absurdly difficult and RNG based. Maybe only to save a few seconds. So yeah, I did test that though. But actually, it means that it would probably be faster if you had a grenade. If you randomly picked up a grenade or an explosive spear and killed yourself with it, that would save time, I think. I'm pretty sure. It'd be much faster than Pebbles killing you. So if you're like on the wall and you pick up an explosive spear or a grenade, I don't know, do grenades spawn naturally? I think you can't die from an explosive spear though, right? So if you picked up an explosive spear, that would save time. Anyway, back to what I was talking about earlier. I think it's fascinating when games ignore science and just make their own, you know, reality. You can do whatever you want in fiction, right? And obviously, it's much easier to... It's not only easier to use our own reality as a basis of your story, right? And it's also like educational. Like, if someone learns something from your story, then they've also learned something about real life science, you know? That's a bonus. Or it's like, hey, that's like the thing that I already know about, right? Like, I understand this because of my own knowledge of the real world. So if you make up everything in your fictional world, then that stuff doesn't apply. But also, I think it's fascinating. I think it's fascinating when... Okay, huge Outer Wilds spoilers. So if you really, really, really want to avoid Outer Wilds spoilers, I guess mute for like 10 seconds. But the like very, very ending of the game, there's like one image that you see. That is like exactly what I'm talking about. If you know what that is, at the very, very, very end, like post credits, there's this one image, and that image is like fascinating. That's exactly what I'm thinking about. And if you don't know about Outer Wilds, you should go play it. Stream Cookie Clicker. No. That game is really boring. Sorry. It's actually nothing happens. That's like the whole point of it. That you don't actually have to do much. There is another incremental game, sort of. Subversive incremental game. I will play that, and I think it's really funny. And if anyone guesses the game, you're crazy. Are the spoilers over? Yeah. No one's saying any spoilers. I don't like this. Cookie Clicker has Ascension, so it's basically Rain World. Not Universal Paperclips. I'm aware of that game. It's definitely more interesting than most. I think that the Paperclips game is probably one of the more interesting ones because it keeps going, you know? The only appealing thing about any idle game is I wonder what happens next. If the only point of the game is to make one number really big, then who cares, right? But if you get a really big number and then something else happens, and you're like, that's crazy. What happens if I get an even bigger number and then something else happens, and then, you know, if that keeps going like that, that could be actually interesting. If any editors made games, they had to, right? Oh, I really hate this room because there's like, I watched iStillRun's stream where he talked about the 90% route, and it's very complicated. Which pipe boosts you do, or like when you should press jump, it's very complicated in this area, and I totally forget what it is. Don't boost on the first one, but boost on the rest of them? What about this one? This one looks very similar to the first one. And do you boost on your way out of the underwater part? What do you think the most useful tech is? Probably rolling, in general. Even if you don't use backflips or like slide pounces, or fast rolls, regular rolling is super useful. Anytime you fall from a great height, you can do a roll out of it to prevent fall damage and to give yourself a little bit of a speed boost when you land. And then it also combines well with all that other tech. You can basically do a roll, you can chain a roll between everything, which is something that makes a very good movement system in any game, really. Be able to chain moves together is what like Mario 64 does, or like Celeste. Like you do one move and then you can do another and then another, but you know, combining each one together. Rolling is like the glue for Rain World. Yeah, Moon and Pebbles literally play a board game. I always think of this one little area, those little like pipes that you jump down. That's where I lost a lot of time in the Rivulet 90% run, and that's why I don't have the world record anymore. Isn't that unfortunate? Oh yeah, doesn't this look great? You can actually see what's going on. I would actually really like that for the depths to be able to see. I don't know if that'd be good for practice though, because it might be better to like get used to the darkness, you know? Is there a way to prevent fall damage here? Well, okay, whatever I just did. Also, I timed it, and this path is faster. Definitively. But a little bit more dangerous. You want to avoid that. See, the depth is not useful. That's too early. Yeah, anti-gravity is very science fiction. You either fall or you spin. Or you like have some sort of opposing force, like springs or something like that. Or no, that's like simulated gravity. Hold up, I have some things next to it. If you want to simulate gravity, you make something spin. If you want anti-gravity, fall. Because that literally is. Gravity is like, okay, it's complicated. I don't know why I'm talking about this. I don't know what I'm saying. Don't do that. It's like, it's literally aligned right here. That's where you fall. And also my strategy for filtration is just pretend there's no lizards. So if I die, I die. That's how it is. I don't know if an extended slide is good there, because you kind of bonk your head. And then you could do extended slide here instead. Yeah. Ooh, negative mass. You know that negative mass / negative energy is the solution to everything? Every science fiction idea ever. Just use negative energy. Also, a very nice trick with using fast rolls is to always press the actual down button to initiate the next roll. It makes it a lot more consistent. Maybe not always, it's not always necessary, but it's better. May have spent a little bit of time optimizing this, just a little bit. For a long time, maybe like a month or so. Every time I checked your stream, you were just in the depths, just practicing. Super slides, yeah, sure. Or wave dashing. Guys, I'm wave dashing right now. How big are leviathans compared to like whales? Would they, because whales are huge, by the way. I don't know if you guys know this. They're kind of massive. Oh, fate worse than death. Falling down here. Hold up, am I doing something wrong? Like this jump should be a lot better. Is that realistic to land on this platform? Or maybe I should like do it here? Almost, it's like almost good enough. I don't think this back flip is worth it, right? It's way too difficult. It's consistent. Do Ooh, on the, like, up here. Ooh. Okay. Sorry, I'm trying to do this very fast. I am in the depths. You were correct about that. Whoa. Every time I look at the YouTube chat, there's like 20 more messages. This is... Hello. It's so worth it to get the backflip though, because you can do that. And then this. Just all the rest of the movement flows so well if you just get that one backflip there. I mean, you don't need the backflip. You can do this instead. Which is like, is that really that much slower? Thank you, Deadpools. Hello, welcome to the stream. I'm practicing for a speedrun. What would it taste like? You could taste it. Maybe it might be the last thing you ever tasted. I don't know how strong is the void fluid. Because much of the depths has void fluid in it. That's how it's described, right? The like concentration of it gradually increases until you're basically left with only void fluid. And there are pipes that they use to transport void fluid. Apple juice. So obviously pipes can withstand it for a while, just not forever. You could probably, there's a non-zero chance that the ancients ate very diluted void fluid. And Gourmand is capable of handling it. Can you pounce here? No. Oh, don't even try. Why does the Void Fluid in Rubicon kill you but not the Void Sea? I think it does kill you in the Void Sea. Potentially. There's like a lot of theories on what actually happens down there. But one idea is that you do dissolve very quickly in the Void Sea, and then you have like some sort of hallucination. Essentially. That does sound kind of weird to say it like that. Not necessarily a hallucination, but just like a vision, and like a feeling of like what happens after that. And not just like it ends instantly, you know? And yes, in Rubicon, I think it is just lava. You can't really tell because of the filters. Everything looks yellow. I just died. I want to try grabbing that pole. Because I feel like that might actually work out. But if you do the like challenges as Saint, one like the ones in Rubicon, it's lava. You just tell it's lava. It looks like lava, and you burn. So it actually acts like acid, probably because they just reused the code for acid. If you jumped into the lava, you would blow up, I think. Subterranean. I wanted to check which room this is exactly. Yeah, you can absolutely die of fall damage. Usually, if you're a little bit just like, if you just take it slow at all, then you're fine. 7. That is right here. The depths is probably one of the hardest places to speedrun in the whole game, because physics literally change. Time runs slower, and there's gravity is slightly lower. Not gravity. It's like it's a force that pushes you upwards very slowly. But you end up feeling very floaty, and it's basically for any movement tech at all, you need to slow down your inputs a lot, and it really messes with your muscle memory. So you basically learn movement for Rain World, and then you learn movement for the depth. And those are two separate things. And that's a big reason why I speedran mostly downpour categories, because you don't have to go to the depths. And it makes everything a lot easier to learn two entirely different forms of movement. You can do this, though. I mean, you can do this. I mean, you can do this. There we go. That's pretty funny. But everything else is difficult. Yeah, just doing a regular slide is much harder in the depths. Mostly down here. Like, I think of this as like lower depths, and then the area with like more buildings, that's upper depths. Survivor category for Slug Training, there is. It's called Outer Expanse %. You can do the same thing for Monk. Every speedrun category, or like every speedrun category that Survivor has, Monk also has. It's basically just the easy mode, which I'd actually recommend for speedrunning, because you deal with less creatures, less RNG. Yeah, unfortunately, there's just like too many speedrun categories. We're all spread out very thin. Increase for Lizard Guild. I don't think so. But you can make a category. For something for like a category to be considered official, you basically just need at least 3 people to have done the run. That is the requirements. So if you get 3 people together and you submit a run to the leaderboards, or I don't actually know how you do it exactly, but you could make that into an official category. Only 2 Gourmand runs. Yeah. That's why I keep saying so much. Well, actually, that's not the whole reason. I'm just kind of sad that one of the story percent runs, what seems like one of the main categories for the game, only has 2 runs for a very popular character too. Which means any of you can literally record a casual playthrough of Gourmand and get a 2nd place time in the leaderboards. I'm saying, anyone can do it. You don't even need to do a speed, like, don't even think about it as a speedrun. Just play the game, and as long as you can do it in under 3 hours, which I don't think it's too bad if you know where you're going. Go up to Pebbles, then go over to Outer Expanse, and that's it. Just take it slow. Don't die. Dying would be the biggest time loss. Just try to avoid deaths. A few deaths aren't a big deal, but You know, don't try to like, don't die so much that you need to increase your karma level. The slide could help save time for Gourmand. Gourmand's slide, in some situations, helps a lot. In most situations, it is bad because you actually slide too far. Because there may be situations where if you were Survivor, you could do a slide that would make you go faster. But Gourmand's slide goes so far that you'd like slam into a wall. So it'd actually be slower, and now you don't have any options, right? For Survivor, you could have done a slide, but Gourmand can't. So actually, it ends up being how did I mess this up? Speedrun Inv. Apparently Inv any percent is not that bad. Hi Mo. Every other category is awful. I'm pretty confident about that. I'm not a huge fan of any speedrun that requires killing creatures, because you don't know where the creatures are going to be, and there's also multiple opportunities to do it. So if you aren't able to kill a green lizard for whatever reason, it's like, okay, maybe I can kill a green lizard later in the run. It means that the route isn't very flexible, which I guess sounds like a good thing. It could be a good thing, but it's a lot of things that you have to think about. Because I much prefer it when it's just like, you just follow a route, and you don't need to make any changes to the routes or strategize at all. You just do what you're familiar with. Gourmand is too slow. Gourmand isn't really slow in like a speed sense. They're slow in a like... Well, yeah, yes, in a speed sense. You can't do many actions per minute, I guess you could say. If you're playing Survivor, you can optimize that you do as much movement as possible, and everything that you do will make you go faster. For Gourmand, it's like the opposite. You want to find like what is the least movement that you can do that is still like decently fast. Yeah, the stamina for Gourmand is like probably the main reason people don't speedrun them. I think that if I were to try to make a new speedrun category, it would be for Saints. Just so that they have a shorter run. Because every Saint category at the moment is like over 50 minutes long. I think that maybe some people who might be interested in speedrunning Saints end up not doing the speedrun because it's too long. So if there's a category that was like 20 minutes long, that's like a lot more approachable. Every Slowcat in canonical order? Well, I've almost done that. I've done a speedrun of every single Downpour character, not in canonical order. But I have done that. It took like 5-6 hours. I don't know. It's a long run. Adding on the vanilla Slowcats, it just adds a lot of time for not much interesting stuff. Is there a way to get the Rubicon early? I don't think so. It isn't like the Guardians where technically if you could get past the Guardians, you can enter the depths regardless of your karma level. It is like, it does not even load in the area unless you have enough karma. It like checks for that specifically. So I have no idea how you would unless you had some way to like warp to the region directly without going through the transition area. Rubicon just kills you if you don't have the level, really? But even if you made it to Rubicon, you would get kicked out. Wait, does that just soft block the game? You just die repeatedly and then respawn, well, maybe you wouldn't respawn Rubicon if you don't enter it from the right way. But it would be nice. I mean, even if you made it to Rubicon, if you didn't have max karma, you couldn't get past the Guardians. So the whole thing is kind of pointless. So it would literally have to be warping to like the very end of Rubicon. That is like, and that level of like a wrong warp does not even exist at all. The closest thing we have is the Vulture warp, or whatever it's called, where if you like, in like something to do with like attaching yourself to a vulture and then traveling to the rooms that the vulture goes to. That has been done. So I think that if there was another Saints speedrun, it would have to just be a completely different objective, separate from Rubicon. Kind of like a Moon percent, where you just visit Moon as fast as possible. Doing Saints campaign as any other character is complicated because you don't have the ability to ascend Guardians, so you can't really get past Rubicon at all. I think that makes it pretty much impossible as any other character unless you give them the ability directly. Play as the Rot infecting 5 pebbles. I mean, I think that a better context, I mean, you can do whatever you want, of course. I think a more interesting idea potentially is being an iterator and trying to like calculate the solution, like, you know, iterator simulator. You are doing the calculations, you are like running the numbers, and that is the idle game. And maybe the Rot would be like one of the random events. Maybe you should mess up a idle game with a lose condition. Yeah, I don't even know if I'll do any real runs. Maybe at the end of the stream, but I like practice runs. Sims character getting cancer? Can that happen? True. I feel like if it's just the Rots, if you are the Rots and you're infecting 5 pebbles, I think that end very quickly. You would spread until you've infected everything and then that's it. Unless you wanted that to be like very short. But usually with incremental games, the point is that it has very long-term progression. Oh, that's interesting. Man, that roll is inconsistent. Like, I guess so. I guess that is somewhat interesting, but that's not really the same kind of game. That's not like cooking here. Is the music still running? Hello? No, it's so quiet. I think that maybe my headphones have some sort of problem. So maybe it's fine for the stream, but I just can't hear it as well. I forgot to do it. I need to get used to this. There's so many things I need to get used to. This route has changed a lot. Or actually, the route hasn't really changed a lot. I just never really learned it. I never really like try-harded on any survivor category. Whoa, you see that? That was actually kind of cool. I like kept the turn storage for a jump up there. That's totally impractical though. So an idle game slash increment. I feel like incremental game sounds better. But with like physical progression, like you can actually see how much progress you're making. Because very, very quickly in a lot of incremental games, you get so much of something that you cannot visualize it at all. You know, like once you're in the billions, it's like, yeah. But if it took up physical space and you could see the progress that you're making, it would need to be more like more like that would be a different thing. No one has made any mods about the rot. Well, have you checked? What does that even mean? Like, there's definitely mods that involve the rot in some way, like new regions that are infected with the rots, or I think there's a like rot-based slugcat, actually. Also, remember that spears are actually important too. Turn-based. So you kind of like make this like Pebbles is like, or like the structure. Let's say it's not Pebbles because that's a very specific thing. Like we know what happens to Pebbles, right? What if it's just a generic iterator structure? They are trying to fight back against the rot. And you need to make decisions of like where to spread to, where to like, you know, I don't even know like what decisions does the rot make. But whatever that might be, you try to like spread. Ah, yes. Cancer Simulator. Well, okay. It's basically cancer, right? Due to an error in like repeated mutations. What Pebbles was trying to do was create many different copies of something. Okay, honestly, what am I saying? I don't know what I'm talking about. Basically just randomize everything and then look to see if you found the solution. And if not, then randomize everything again. And if you mess that up, then you might randomize the cancer. I think that the rot can happen to any iterator. Because like there's discussion of other iterators where it sounds like they already know what it is. It's not a Pebbles specific thing, it's just a iterator thing. Oh, that doesn't work. Wait, what do you do here if you don't have an item? That just really does not line up well. Yeah, I guess you just do that. I'm very distracted right now. Good job. Stop picking up the bat plant instead of the rock. Yeah, maybe the rot spreads from iterator to iterator somehow. I always thought there was a interesting potential for a game based around cellular automata, where it's maybe like a disease that spreads. Not a disease, like a infection. There's like an old Minecraft mod where there's something, I forget what it is exactly, and it spreads constantly. It basically just replaces any block. So while you're like playing the game normally, you're worried about the stuff that is just kind of slowly infecting the entire world. And it'd be kind of like that, but like more interesting than just like spreading outwards. Maybe it'd be more strategic and try to spread to like specific locations that could let it spread further, like rivers or something like that. That was pretty good. Yeah, maybe Moon should just accept it at that point. She's already gonna die. So why take Pebbles down with her? No, that's cruel. So if you like try to roll there, it kind of like prevents fall damage. That's interesting. I don't even know what to do here. There's like 10 different ways to do this part. I guess like that. That's pretty decent. Backflip throw. Nope. I mean, if I have no item, I guess that's pretty nice. I need to like relearn the slide. Hello? Yes, this is a practice run. Oh wow, that's a bad place to do that. Oops. You're actually supposed to do that slide later. And the roll pounds lines up with that jump you need to do anyway. Maybe I'll do a real run. How does this time compare with no creatures? Like 10 seconds faster than my best time from 8 months ago. Yeah, that looks nice. I did slow down sometimes, right? Okay. Well. I think I'll try it. I think I'll try it. This will take a little bit. Also, I might be banished to outskirts forever. We'll see. Oh, that was fast. We don't have that many mods enabled. Or big mods like Downpour. I think I also have some rooming settings changed. I'll have to check this. I think that's everything. Yeah. Okay. This is now significantly more difficult. Ah. Trying to break record on first attempt. Well, thanks a lot. Now I'm not gonna be able to do it. Thanks for stopping by. Okay, this is a good start. Always eat the fruit, or else you'll regret your life choices. Also, why did they make this shelter bigger, but only for downpour? They could have made it bigger just as part of the update for downpour and vanilla, and just like, why not, you know? And what about that one little spot in Farm Rays? Is that terrain changed? Because whether a shelter is big or not does not really matter too much, except for the fact that this is a really annoying shelter to stay in. Anyway, it's really important that we maintain this small, annoying shelter. Well, this is already not great. Why is that because always in that tube? Some things are consistent, I don't know. But it definitely happens. Yeah, those are just really annoying. That is actually very easy. Well, okay, that's this run over. It was fun, everyone. This is what I mean with creature RNG. Like most creature interactions, you can get around it. There is some option that is the best. There is some like thinking and strategizing, and then sometimes that happens, and you just die. And yes, there is a solution there to maybe leave to the next room over. Wait for them to move out of the way. Maybe like try to kill them one by one. But that would take a very long time. That's always the problem with speedrunning. There's always a solution to every problem in Rain World, but not always a fast solution. It isn't great that you start every run like this. But I guess it's better than some other characters. This is just how it's gonna go, huh? Wait. Yep. It's not even that difficult. It shouldn't be that difficult. It shouldn't. Don't mind the green lizard. They basically don't exist. Kind of wish there were more green lizards. Like they're not very common. They're in what, like outskirts? Maybe in like a few places in industrial, like farm raise. That's kind of it. For like survivor only. Every other character has to replace them. Either like red lizards or karma lizards. Yeah. Slugcat snack delivery. No, I mean, it's snack is the Slugcat. Speaking of farmers. Farm raised gaming is literally nothing. It's just waiting. It's just waiting simulator. Touchgrass gaming. Oops, wait, huh? What? Did I do that wrong? I wasn't even paying attention. Was it because my head was over the shelter? Or like the exit? Yeah, I guess you can't do that. That's annoying. It kind of feels like, why does it take so long to ever finish a run? It doesn't actually seem that difficult. Like, how many things can realistically end a run? Just like avoid those things, right? Just play carefully, just like avoid those situations. I don't know. But then you think about what actually ends up ending runs. It's always the most ridiculous scenarios. Like really unlucky creature spawns or just a really dumb mistake. But then, you know, you do enough runs, and the runs are long enough where that's probably going to happen every single time. Even if it feels very improbable. weird thing about speedrunning. It's weird that I'm still speedrunning, isn't it? I'm not even a speedrunner. I just think Brain World is neat. I don't know why I did that. No, there aren't. Oh, I threw that backwards, actually. Ow. Bonked my head. For a minute, then you did an hour. Do you spend an hour just in that little bottom part of Outskirts? You could definitely make it further. But also, that depends on, like, if you know where to go, even. Because, yeah, it is only a few screens that you need to go up to get to the shelter, but if you don't know about that, if you just explore sideways like you do in every single other platformer game, yeah, you're not going to find that. Just knowing where to go makes such a big difference compared to everything else. Like, if you started Brain World and you had no experience at all, but you had a map of exactly the route that you needed to take to get to Pebbles in the end of the game, you would be much faster than everyone else. Or maybe not. Maybe you'd, like, rush too much and your, like, skill with the game would not match where you are. Maybe you'd get to Chimney Canopy too quickly and you wouldn't be prepared for the creatures. Or, like, Subterranean, you know. Because the point is that, like, by the time you get to Subterranean, you have a lot more experience and you can deal with the increased creature count. Goodness. Hello. Welcome to the stream. This is not a good start. I don't have a spear and I messed up the dragon jump a whole lot. Dragon jump or dragon skip? I don't know. I almost made it. You actually need to delay your inputs a lot. Like, don't go quickly there. No items. What, was it just gonna ignore me? I mean, I'll take it. But... I don't know what those are. but that's interesting. I forgot you needed an item for that. It only works with my. Okay, I'm messing up everything now. That wasn't great. At least there's no droplet here that I have to worry about. That is nice. That's close. Not have taken that long. Yeah, okay. This song is very nice. I was watching a modded region, a video about a modded region for Rain World, and the song started playing, and it did not feel like a Rain World song, and it kind of made me uninterested in the entire region. I'm sorry, I have some sort of problem, but it may also make me think that downpour music is very good for sticking with the Rain World feel somehow. I'm not really sure how they did it or what it is exactly. I don't mind the downpour music at all. It still feels like Rain World. But this like one random song from some random modded region, I heard it and I was like, no, that's not it. Besides, it doesn't really matter as much. Maybe just because of Rain World, but for like Terraria, like the Calamity mod has an entirely unique soundtrack that does not sound like Terraria music, but it is still very good, and I don't mind it at all. But I guess Calamity kind of feels like an entirely different game, doesn't it? It's not as important that it sticks to the feeling of Terraria exactly. Instead, it ends up taking like Terraria content and changing it to fit the feel of Calamity. I kind of got the idea that none of the original developers had anything to do with Downpour. And mastered, what does that even mean? Does that actually mean they like edited the music at all, or just like making sure the quality is good? I mean, the fan-made threat themes, I haven't listened to any of them, so I guess I can't judge the quality, but I don't really like the idea, because I feel like there's reasons that some areas don't have threat music. It's for the atmosphere. The areas with threat music are like the very like the normal areas, then everyone else is like kind of off to the side or more like atmospheric. So it has a different feel, you know. And the lack of threat music kind of gives room for that. Okay, I guess I won't even have the option. Tried to do a pounce out of the pipe, but it did not work. Like garbage wastes music feels like garbage wastes. I think that's the most obvious example. I don't know why I didn't just do a... For whatever reason, I thought the slide bounce there required an item, so I didn't do it. That requires an item, though. Okay, well, thank you. I don't know if I don't know how much more I want to stream Noita. Because all of the things, all of the challenges that I've yet to complete would take a very long time. Oh, there's some like very end game things that I've yet to do. But if I were to like I feel like what I did on stream was already like that already kind of took forever. And if I were to just do normal runs, like maybe that's not as interesting, because the early game can be kind of slow. And then the end game ends up being too easy. End game as in like the final boss. Usually the way Noita works is the beginning is like the same difficulty every time, of course, but then you might get like one. And it's like, in the early game, it's beneficial to take it very slowly, right? You get as much gold as possible to get as many wands and potions as possible. And then at some point, you get a very powerful wand that lets you just cruise through the entire rest of the game, including the final boss. So the difficulty, I really like Noita, but the difficulty definitely is kind of all over the place. How do I deal with this guy? Like that. You can absolutely get to the point where there's no difficulty at all. But is that okay? In like a more sandbox game, you can just keep getting as overpowered as you want, right? In Minecraft, you can technically terraform the entire world to prevent mobs from spawning. You could. You could set up like automatic farms for everything, so you don't even need to play the game anymore. In Noita, if you want, you can collect as many items as you want. You can go to parallel worlds, stack up your wands and whatever. And then it's easy. So should you like, is that a bad thing? That the game lets you make it easy? But also, it's entirely dependent on your knowledge of the game. If you don't know how to make incredibly powerful wands, then it's going to be difficult, you know? I know a lot of people have said that the game is incredibly difficult, maybe because they don't know how to make the powerful wands. You know, just like basic projectiles and modifiers. And you can make powerful wands like that, especially if you get like unlimited spells, you can use like large firebolts and stuff. those powerful explosive weapons that are limited use. You can definitely get a build going with that. But I feel like some of the more powerful combos require a lot more knowledge. Like using chainsaws. Chainsaws can let you make rapid fire wands. And by rapid fire I mean like shoot every frame. Which is like much faster than you can get with just like basic like wand stats and modifiers. Even a very basic combo like chainsaw, add damage, and spark bolts, that is like, incredibly powerful. And if you just happen to know that chainsaw is that useful, even though it does not give you a very good description at all. It says the chainsaw has some magical properties. Average New York rat. In Rain World? I guess so. It's a very agile rat. Or like homing rock. If you put homing on a rock, it does like thousands of damage. Maybe you'd experiment with that, maybe not. You know, if you find that combo, then it's like GG. Otherwise, it's not, you know. Or like healing. There's very, very, very few ways to heal yourself. But one of those ways is with these like healer enemies. And they don't normally heal you. But if you have Pheromones Potion, or if you use a few other strategies, you can get them to heal you. And having any way to heal yourself is incredibly powerful. Or the Holy Mountains, which let you edit your wands, which is like a very powerful, important ability. If you leave the Holy Mountain, it gets destroyed and you can no longer do that. But there's various ways to escape the Holy Mountain, to not break it, and to let you return to it and like edit your wands more. And if you know those strategies, like any form of teleportation works. So any teleport bolt at all, that works. If you have a polymorphine, that works. If you have some like form of digging, like Luminous Drill or Black Hole, that works. What's the plan? Attempt to beat the game. I'm talking about Noita, by the way, which is a very cool game. But yeah, I am doing a speedrun. Basically, go to Pebbles, get max karma, and then go down to the depths. I don't know if I've ever grabbed onto that pole. Oops. Okay, enough of me saying that that jump is easy. There we go. Thank you. Mediocre so far. Yeah. I think there's lizards in here. Absolutely. I guess it's just one though. Then you need a spear to make that jump. You can make a lot of jumps that don't look possible. I think I should have done that differently. Yeah, there was no option there, other than wait a lot. Like wait for the vulture to leave. Or if I had an item, I could have made it pass very easily. Or if I did, I guess I could have done a curl turn vaults, but I'm very bad at those. Easiest breakfast ever. That was just a feed vulture percent. Like Monk's Story? I think a Monk's Story is nice. Breakfast percent. It's long, it's like an hour long, right? But I think it's like pretty reasonable for difficulty. Like the Monk being an easy character balances out how long the run is. So you just need to not make any stupid mistakes, which are still very easy to do. And you also need to well, if you want, there's like a lot of extra difficult tech you can add on top of the run. Make it faster. Like, there's a lot of stuff that you can do in Outer Expanse. I think it's a really fun category. I'll need to return to it someday. Because my current run is like a few seconds above an hour. Like very close to a sub-hour run. Okay, that was kind of slow. Artificer's campaign is Monk. Pretty sure you can do Artificer's campaign as basically any character. But it's still a fun challenge. Because, Artificer has very good mobility, and you're kind of expected to have that for Metropolis. I'm dead. He sucks. He's bad at the game. No. I could have done a lot of different things there. Good timing. That was knew what was up. I actually found this this clip in like the movement channel of the Rainworld Discord. Some people are trying to figure out what areas you get to as non-artificial characters, and there's like one particular room that was very difficult to get up as like Survivor. I think it was Survivor specifically. But eventually they did find a strategy for it that like involves turn storage, climbing up this like chain of poles and spears pinned in walls, and doing a flip off the top of the pole and then doing an up throw is very cool. It is kind of cool to see what kind of movements the normal characters can do. Like there's this one room in Waterfront Facility. It has like, I think it has a broadcast in it for Speedmaster, and it's like that area that you can only navigate with either as Artificer or with a Squidcada. But Speedmaster can actually go up a certain path if you like hit a bunch of spears into the wall and then do some crazy tech. That's something that I figured out. Ghost Spear kind of sucks. Yeah, I mean, the Squidcada basically lets you do everything. If you're starving, you can fly, so... I shouldn't have done that. Okay, well, this sucks. Hey, dude. Nope, you're just gonna sit there and block my path. That's wonderful. That's great. Is this a white lizard? No. Throw explosive spear under the chief and throw him to start the fight. Yeah, I guess you would have to do that. Maybe a grenade would work too. You could throw the grenade up and it would land on the throne. Or just use a singularity bomb. Sounds like a pretty easy solution to me. Or summon a vulture. You know, there's a lot of discussion about ways to kill the chieftain scavenger. And one of the main ideas was using a vulture, because the vulture will just kind of show up and kill him, and they won't even try to fight back. But you can't use a vulture grub in the arena. It just does not work. I think a vulture can spawn naturally, but it is incredibly rare, and I don't know what exactly causes it. I think I've seen it before. Maybe? Actually, I don't know. I mean, if a vulture somehow gets into the arena, they will kill the chieftain very easily. Hey, dude. The ending didn't start, so that might not even work. I don't think you need to pick up the mask. You just, like, if you kill them and then you don't pick up the mask, it'll just trigger end eventually. Oh, you literally said grab the corpse or the mask. Okay. Maybe, I don't know if it happens if you just stand there. What a weird thing that they put in the game. There is a drop point there. I believe taking that other path, like climbing up the pole, is a bit faster, but there's a very high chance that the dropper will be right there, and these are very annoying to deal with. Got to do the thing. I mean, I think it'd be actually quite strange if it checked if you were the one to kill the chieftain, because if something else killed the chieftain and it didn't count for the ending, how would you beat the game? Would you just be soft locked? It should count other deaths that aren't from you. Like if another scavenger enters the room and one of their stray spears kills the chieftain, you should still get the ending. As long as they die, like in any way at all. It's a very interesting white lizard. All these bat flies trying to make me think there's another lizard. I can't. Is it raining? I think it has to be raining, right? That kind of got saved there. I messed it up so bad. This is kind of. I mean, yeah. This is slow. Vulture became the chief. Now you have to defeat the vulture. Yeah, whatever kills the chieftain becomes the new one, and you still have to kill them to beat the campaign. No rocks at all on the second half of that room. Oh, I'm not recording this. Hopefully there aren't any problems with the stream. Nice. Let's just wait a few extra frames. Hopefully I don't want to exit out too early with the count. Okay. No, I took my hands off the keyboard. Yeah, even though you exit out of the game, it still saves the fact that you talk to Pebbles, so you have the march and you have max karma. I was lucky. Please? Ah, that sucks. Just got stuck. These rooms are so awkward. Oh, those things are edible up there. Thank you, Overseer. Really wanted to know. Okay, RNG time. I either die or I don't. Blue lizard? I guess they were chill. There's a guy there. Excuse me? Oh my gosh. Wow, that was so weird. Like, I don't know if I could have done anything better there. Like, it seemed like they were almost in the right spot where I could sneak past them, but then maybe because I threw the rock there, they decided to move around. Oh well. I'll do a few more attempts. best speedrun to get into as a new player. I mean, Monk is a great option. Creatures are not nearly as dangerous. You can just focus on learning the movements. So like Monk, Hell's percent, Monk any percent. Although I feel like Monk any percent is, or any percent in general is just so short. You don't really get much out of it, and like half the run is like underwater or blind, or I'm taking the wrong routes. Artificer seem very easy. I don't know what game you're playing. Gourmand, because as the casual plays for Gourmand. Come on, someone's got to do it. No, I think by easiest speedrun that means a speedrun where you can reasonably get to the end of the run without having to reset a ton. So that means Monk. That means okay, it's basically only Monk that has that property, you know. But really, any other speedrun could be the same if you just take it slower. Or if you don't mind a few deaths. You will eventually make it to the end. You just keep moving and just like be careful to avoid really bad situations. Easiest to understand, as in the route isn't too complicated or you don't need complicated tech. So I think Pedals percent is probably a good option. I guess personally, I would stay away from 100% categories because they're much longer and much more involved in what you need to do. Yeah, I can see that. I don't know if I have a good answer for that, though. Whoops. Oh, shoot. I might have messed up. Now we're fine. Maybe Hunter's Story. Maybe you'd be interested in trying that out. There definitely are a lot of complicated parts of it for the more optimized runs, but if you're just playing casually, or like not going for a very like competitive run, it's not too bad. Because it's basically just like go from echo to echo. And you can very easily get a mask every run if you're worried about creatures at all. I guess I don't really know what it means to be easy to like learn or understand. Like I said, the routing, is it like the movement tech that's required? Because really, no movement tech is required for any run at all. Or it's very rarely the case. I guess you could say that, like for Outer Expanse percents, there's a path that you could take through Outer Expanse in Sunken Pier that goes up top. And there's one quite difficult jump that you need to learn how to do. That either requires that you be very careful or very... Oh, come on, I was all the way up there. I guess, like, yeah, if you wanted to take that route, that is quite difficult. Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Third place, or second place, is literally 3 hours long. And I know that 2 people have beaten that time, and they just didn't submit a run to the leaderboards. And And it bothers me because it would look like there's actual activity for Gourmand. Because there was, for a time, some people were actually running Gourmand, but you can't tell because the leaderboard is empty. What are you doing down there? And it also kind of looks like that my run isn't that good. And it isn't. It can be optimized further, just like every other speedrun that I've done. But I put some effort into that run. I tried to find some good strategies, the best route that you could take. It kind of looks like, oh, there's only 2 runs and barely any competition. That means this run probably isn't that optimized. The green survivor? What does that mean? All the greens eventually turn into caramels as time goes on. You notice that there's even more caramels for rivulets. And green lizards pretty much completely disappear. He got fired. A lot of greens get replaced by caramels as the time goes on. If you understand, like, the ordering of the timeline. It's actually very rare to see scavengers, you know. That's a nice part of this run. Scavengers are such a pain for every other speedrun category. Yeah, I'm not a huge fan of either. It is interesting to see how things change over time. Like how, horned lizards become, like, more common. But maybe they become too common, you kind of lose a lot of variety with the creatures. I thought they would be slower. Is this my first time playing Gip? What is this game? Who is this? What is this thing? Yeah, no spoilers, please. No backseating. Oh yeah, I guess Red Lizards come back. I guess that is kind of strange, isn't it? Yeah, I don't know what I'm doing. If all the Red Lizards die out, then they should never come back, right? But they do. I don't think it works exactly the same. It's bizarre. Like, why do caramel lizards just kind of appear in all the places where the green lizards were? It's not like they're evolving. That's not the right time scale. It's not a gradual change at all. Like, it's either a green lizard or a caramel lizard. There's no in between. It is just for gameplay reasons. They needed a challenging creature, so red lizard. fruits. I guess the way that it works, if you can try to come up with some sort of explanation for it, there is just some set of creatures that exist, and lineaging is how they appear or disappear. If a creature dies a lot, then it gets replaced by another one that just kind of appears and takes its place. That is what we see in game. If you kill a creature repeatedly, it will eventually be replaced with stronger variations of that creature. If you want to think of that as like a real thing that happens in the game and not just like a game mechanic. This version of Sundown. Some people may say that there's too many different versions of Sundown. I really tried to get that to work. You know what's interesting? Okay, this is not like about Rain World. This is about real life. Animals are pretty rare. Like, if you go into like a forest, 95% of what you'll see is insects and birds. And yeah, I guess they're also animals, but I mean like other than insects and birds, every other type of animal is like very rare. Unless you go looking for like the small ones, like the your like little like lizards or like squirrels, or they don't make themselves very known. But like birds, they're everywhere. Insects, actually, like you can't not find them. But for Rain World, a creature like lizards who like are a predator and who are quite large, they're way too common. They are everywhere. But yeah, Rain World is different. So I guess if they die, they just like come back. So I guess that explains that. And yeah, it absolutely depends, obviously. And you might find some sort of like social species that sticks together, and so in this one place you'll find a big group of them. Yeah, that also makes sense. Everything has to come out all at once. It's kind of crazy. Things like have to work like this. But I think that is Oh, okay. But I think that I would like to see a game like Rain World or like a sequel to Rain World that focuses more on a like realistic feeling ecosystem. Because that is like Rain World does it very well, but there's like room for improvement. But especially with Downpour, where, whoops, something crazy is gonna happen. Yep. Where they felt the need to make the game more difficult and start throwing dangerous variants of creatures like the red lizards and such way too often. And the vultures and the, you know, the red centipedes, the too fast. I might end the stream here. I think the rain is actually a big limitation then. That is kind of the whole game, isn't it? Rain World. But if not, if you had more time. Yeah, it's like, do you want to focus on that or do you want to focus on making the game interesting? But I think it's sometimes like a little overwhelming with Rain World, where there's just like, you run into a room and there's like 5 lizards and it's like, what are these guys eating other than me? Because like, what if the world was primarily not predators, just like other random like critters and such, and then a predator shows up and everyone freaks out, you know, and you have to like hide and stuff. And like, so every encounter with a predator would be like more impactful instead of just like, oh, here's another room with like 5 of them. And you would get to see the other creatures' interactions and the ways that they try to hide or like run away or maybe fight back. But most of the creatures' interactions that you see are like the lizards fighting each other, or like a vulture showing up just killing something. They don't kill things, they just take them away into the sky. Anyway, I'm gonna end the stream, but if you are interested in watching more Rain World speedruns, I think I want to redirect everyone to Shrub's stream. Currently doing something. I can't tell if it's any percent or if it's pearls. Some sort of speedrun. So if you want to see more Rain World speedrunning, go check this out. Anyway, I think I'll be ending the stream. So yeah. See ya.